Welcome again to season 33. This is still match 21, and hopefully this time we can start casting this match. Finally. I am Hightech as usual, and Rulers and Shave are with me tonight. Hello.
Hello.
German accent overload. And we have a game on Boomtown, a map I haven't seen in quite a while. Between Aarni, Finnish random race legend, but he picked Night Elf, interestingly. I have not seen Aarni picking a race recently, if I remember correctly. And second player here, Liltic, who played very successfully in many events recently and is a former FML champion. As usual with Human here, we have Joey from Bulgaria. I think he's also from Bulgaria, right? Yeah. And yeah, he's an under player, a bit rusty, but still very decent player. And last but not least, the toxic legend Godfather here. Picking undead, we see him with orcs sometimes, but nowadays mostly with undead. And it seems Shave has almost finished his coffee.
Yeah, I'm ready to go now.
Nice.
So Rulers is here as well, right?
Yep.
Tell me, Rulers, do you know who is the current record holder on Boomtown with getting the most Dragon level 10? But being completely ignored?
I mean, it sounds like you are, right?
No. I'm not, but he's casting with us today.
What?
Yeah, I subbed a game once, so I didn't care too much. I think it was around 2018, and I was like left alone and all game, and all I did, because I did as a sub, I didn't want to like influence the game too much, so I just basically all I focused on was like getting to the middle every few minutes and getting another dragon. And I think you mentioned that I got to 7. I think I got to 9 even, but it was 7 or 9. I think I'm one of those. So a lot of big dragons, and I lost all of them against Garks of
Yes.
Charge. Like it turns out dragons can kill buildings very quickly, but they also die against a lot of Garks or hippos.
Yeah, but imagine you would have
What
been
is he doing here?
undead with AoE damage. Then there's Nova Swarm, Gargoyles, and then the big dragon would have been insane.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we see Liltic here with an interesting build order.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like he is 4% this time. I'm not sure when he's gonna text. Usually he texts before he makes his expo, but takes a green spot before that. But I think on this map there is no close green spot where you can have an expansion next by, so he's going for another build. For the fast
You have
expo.
Joey going for Fiend.
But he often does, right? I mean, he often goes for Fiends in this match. Quickly have to.
Oh no, Liltek tags before and now waits just 30 seconds, so yeah, not too efficient, I would say. But yeah, he is lucky here with the spawning positions because Godfather is cross map, and I think Necro Wagons is the thing that Liltek says he always dies to, so like pretty much everyone, I would say.
Necropolis cancelled.
That's very nice.
Yeah, I think they are overestimating the creep camp. Like Liltic pulled way too much militia. He could have gone for this one first without any militia. As Orc, I usually creep it with only a Dog Ranger without any unit because this camp is so weak. And Godfather, as Zhao pulled, Ancient pulled 5 ghouls. And now Lex Lumber for this little creep camp. He could have done this with Skellies alone. So it doesn't seem that to me that these players prepared a lot for this map.
And you can prepare a lot on this map in theory. I mean, we saw this some seasons ago. I think few players that played it or some players spent very long time on this map to find the right balance between getting a lot of expos and still not having, or still getting an army early enough, because like you can expand so quickly here, and you need to decide whether you want to go for like 4 expos right away, and basically like with 4 expos, even if you don't have an army, you basically can't stay on 50 anymore. So especially if you're like human and you need like and you need a shredder or or a lot of lumber peasants, you just can't stay on 50. So ideally you take like 2 to 3 before the first fight. And then keep the one for later. And I usually like to mine this one early, because of course this is the one that is most difficult to mine later on. We'll see what the players are going to do here.
Yeah, it's only 9k gold, so you can mine out pretty fast while still in the peace phase of the game. So yeah, I agree. Sounds good.
Yeah, and also it can be prepped very, very quickly.
I think the big problem for creeping is this camp. It's really hard on 50, as you mentioned, forcing you to break quite early if you want the item, and it's a good item.
Yeah,
it's really difficult with the over level 11. If people in this game try to creep on 50, we might see 1 or 2 guys losing their heroes to this camp.
Yeah, there are many creep spots considering the size of this map, but yeah, by far the best item here at those red spots. And I always forget, like there are two different creep camps in the center. I always forget which are the good ones and which are the bad ones, item-wise, like where are the golems, if they are left and right or north and south. But I think it's not the golems that you want to creep there, but it's the Sasquatches, right?
I have never played this map. I think one time, and I didn't like it. So it looked so imba with the dragons, and I wasn't ready to adjust to a dragon meta. So I also think that human has the worst anti-air versus dragons.
Yeah.
So I just skipped that map entirely from my game plan, and yeah, I'm not sure. Is it really a bad human map, or am I just wrong?
It is a horrible human map. I like to play it against Nox with Dog Ranger, because as Orc, it's a really great Orc map. It's one of the few great Orc maps because you can expand this camp as quickly as all the other players while fast tagging. You don't need units for this. And Orc is probably one of the armies that has the best counter to dragons. Bats work against dragons as well. If you buy 1 dragon, you can use 4 bats on it and it's dead. Or 5 bats. It's not such a huge problem. But since human only has AoE anti-air with tanks or with copters, not really 1 unit targeting, this can't attack it, hawks can't shackle it, and copters have splash damage, tanks have splash damage, but little damage on a single target. And it's very frustrating if you play as human against it and you lose half your army for the dragon to lose some experience, and then you just see that the dragon gets staffed away or something. So from all races, I totally agree with the statement that human has the most difficult time versus a dragon level 10.
Liltek is going for Griffin Aviaries. I've never seen that in a long time by him. I think it's, like usually he goes Sanctum Workshop.
It's a strong map for Griffin push, I feel. If, like, I think as a human you can pull it off on this map. We just saw, I'm not entirely sure, but I think we just saw Liltek basically accidentally denying 1 creep because the second creep had a lightning shield on it. Which is very unfortunate because that would have taken the MK way farther to level 3. And yeah, we'll see who you think is going to go for, like the Aarni here or Joey.
He's going for a second shredder. I like that for human on this map. You have 4 possible gold mines, and usually you lack the lumber to expand quickly, and especially if you want to break 50 early, as Liltek does, not gold but lumber is the problem.
Wow,
so I like his choice. Yeah. It's not uncommon, as I said, on this map. It's basically the only map you actually have to break 50 in order to creep it, because we'll have 3 to 4 mines, so you are nearly at 50 food with only heroes already. And this camp is not creepable even with like 4 new heroes. It's too big.
But with Hawks, I guess it's good.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's.
I don't think this will work.
No.
We can see by
No.
Joey now that this camp will not be taken that easily.
I think he might pull it off with the Dreadlord in the back. I think he has enough to kill it.
No, I don't think so.
I think so.
I also don't think so, no.
I'm pretty sure he can.
Let's see how Liltic is doing. I think with the Griffin it's nicer to creep. Oh, but now creep check by Aarni. Yeah, now he has to go. Yeah, that's very frustrating. Yeah, now he's losing a hero for it as well.
Denied by the creep, right?
Yeah. So,
Had to use a big mana potion there. Only burns.
yeah, Aarni is not giving it for free. He was just waiting for Liltic to weaken the camp so that now he can get it.
When Liltic is
pretty much
continuing to attack the big
Yeah,
one.
the Griffin damage should be superior. Who gets the last
Oh,
hit?
that was-
Nice.
But Arnie's
Oh, they both were really slow on picking that one up.
Yeah,
It was quite for some time on the ground there.
yeah. And
Oh,
Joey
and
finished the
the
creep,
Griffins.
and Joey got a Frost Orb as well. Really nice for Undead, I feel.
Yeah, I really like the Frost Orb.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite items. It's so cool.
Yeah, I like it as well. On range unit, on range hero, especially versus Tinker, it's super helpful
Yeah.
to get lamed there.
So it's
It's interesting. I think Griffins are not so good versus Elves, so now he's going to the other camp, but it's already crapped, so the whole Griffin plan pretty much was for nothing. And
Yeah.
now he realized, because he wanted to get 2 red camps fast, I think, that's why he went for Griffins.
I mean, he can still get the corner, which is also easily crept with Griffins, and I guess he can still. I mean, he kind of missed his timing for the Griffin push. I feel by like losing a hero and taking this early engagement against Arnie there. Now Arnie can just pump hippos right away, which he did.
Yeah, I really
So-
don't like Griffins versus Elf, but I mean, luckily, Aarni is not playing Dryads. Like, against Dryads, Mountain Giants, they are very bad. But yeah, versus Air, it's a little bit better because you can go Gyros and be fine. Yeah, but also still without a Panda or an Alchemist, Gyro versus Hippos is not the easiest thing in the world.
Atka's gem very nice here for Liltic. Such great
Well-
item drops considering how small the map is.
But Liltic really has a timer on himself. He's surrounded by Undead and Elf, and if one of these two races gets 1 or 2 dragons, human is so fucked. Then you have Swarm against your tanks, and you also have Dragon Breath.
We see
versus your
push
tanks,
here.
and it's huge
Godfather,
damage.
Godfather is pushing, and Joey does not seem to see this coming in time.
I mean, he's 80 supply and has Necro as well.
Yeah, but he's fighting uphill here against those wagons. And really
Yeah,
nice
but Godfather is only 4 Necros.
Yeah, and
Not
he's
much.
nicely fortified, so yeah, I'm curious if he can hold. I mean, by now everyone knows what's coming if you play versus Godfather, so he should be prepared, and it looks nicely like Necro Wagons versus Necro Wagons. Seems
Yeah.
He has
to
more
be the only
wagons than
counter.
nearly has more wagons than he has Necros. That's someone's Kelly's from.
Yeah, and Joey has.
That's a bad
also-
mix.
I mean, you can defend nicely with your graveyard in the back if you have Necros, so I guess, yeah, if the... Oh, but now he's pushing out, and I think Joey has a good chance to push this back here if he might use nicely.
Dreadlord. You the Dreadlord.
Yeah.
But that's... He's,
Love of sleep.
yeah, he's overextending there with his fiends. And now he's downhill, like, he has to fight uphill. This is such a bad fighting position for Joey, right against...
By the way, also another fight going on.
Oh yeah. Griffins have to pull back here.
Yeah, that's the issue. If you go Griffins, like Hippos
Ooh,
are
Dog Ranger in trouble.
very strong. He has the TP nicely defended now.
Could get the KOTG if he gets a bolt off.
Yep, is the cooldown.
Nah, still silence. Still silence.
Ah, yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, the Hippos are still chasing the Griffins. Now they are backing off. But yeah, I think Liltic lost like 2 or 3 Griffins there, considering he only has 2 left.
Town is under siege.
I would have liked to see Godfather splitting his forces more and taking this expo away while sieging the main base.
Exactly,
Just
exactly.
send
Yeah.
some booster or something.
And what a fight here in that choke. That's like not a good position for both players, I feel. Like, what is this position around the corner?
Yeah, I mean, Joy has the advantage that he has like 4k gold more than Godfather.
Ooh,
Like,
the
he just
Dreadlord
has
going
to
low.
hold his expos and
That's a call there. Now the TK has a mana pop, but is currently out of mana. There's a lot of shit dropping low. The DK dropping low. Has it TP out? And
Joy
Lucy
just
another
has to
Nova.
hold. I mean,
the
he needs to
Dreadlord.
push. He needs to push.
Do you think
Nice
one of
Nova
these
there.
players should add like a destroyer or two, maybe? Would that make sense for this spell?
Joey had destroyers, but they got webbed and focused down.
Okay, I didn't see it.
A little bit sloppy on the macro end from Joy. He should just go 100. Like, he is 4k gold ahead. He just have to hold this push.
Forces are under attack. Town is under siege.
Yeah, the Griffin's going down here, but nice steps. Saves 2 Griffins, so now only ground. And Breaker's not affected by Dark Ranger, so that looks fight looking good for Liltic now finally.
Nice silent and nice Indus there on the Archmage saving him.
And Panda
Oh,
down.
gets a surprising bolt. Steph on the KOTG was ready, but was maybe too far away. Came running back from the wound wells. And now Liltic would love a scroll right now. All of half dead units. Oh, MK dropping low. And another nice Indus there to save him.
Interesting TP here by Aarni. I feel he could have killed a lot more if he just stayed in for a bit, but probably scared of the MK.
Yeah, the MK was invis with level 2
Yeah.
bolt.
And Joey was forced to TP back into his own base. So Godfather is still sieging him, and
He's supply blocked.
and Godfather is in a good spot here. He killed 2 of 3 expos, and while Joey has a lot of gold still, those fights are not going to zero.
Dreadlord dropping low again, but no mana for Nova from Godfather.
Yeah, like
Another
Joy
destroyer
making
getting-
exactly the same mistake that I did in my last game. Like, I had so much more gold than the others, but I was just not confident going over 80 because I was somewhat too greedy. And I didn't see that the Opera was pushing to 100, and then I lost all.
Yeah, also I don't like his destroyer movements there. He's just sending them right into the meat
Nice,
grinder.
Dreadlord kill.
Dreadlord kill, and DK nicely pulled back by Joey, so maybe he can pull back now. Maybe he can push back now. Oh, the DK!
Ooh, 11 HP left on him.
And now
The Archmage having a great time here.
Oh, the DK is running back into.
What's he doing?
Ooh, he's got a DK.
Yeah, but the DK of Godfather dying, and now he can lose everything if he's not careful, because there's no TP on the lich.
I think he could have placed that heal ward a lot better in the start of the fight when
I
he
don't
had
think
the.
it matters. He needs to
teaching.
get out of here. Godfather would
Yeah,
lose
now he
every
has to.
single unit.
Yeah, so earlier he could have placed it quite well where Joey couldn't have reached it and gained full value from it. But
Yeah, Joy just needs to macro now. Like, get back the expansions, get back the supply, and he will be
And
fine.
we have Liltic and Arnie Karate going on it again.
And this
We have a
time
couple of
Godfather-
copters coming in now.
Yeah.
Super Riders focus into copters. Now chimps on the MK. It really would love a Holy Light level 2 there.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same. Like, this
Arnie
would be
going to
GG.
100 against still 85 for Liltic. And now, yeah, Gyros only microed in after the Breath of Fire. I think Liltic does it very nicely. Could kite
Yeah.
a bit more, I feel, but now
Yeah.
he doesn't.
I think he's
I
doing
would-
very good.
Yeah, what I would love to see in this situation would be metamorphosis from the sorceress on the chimps.
Ooh, and the MK
You rarely
goes
see it in
down,
FFA. Archmage needs to TP out. Paladin finally reached level 3.
Ooh, but all the hippos died, basically, except one. So that was, I think, an even fight here.
Yeah. I mean, that's the tricky part if you have Mountain King and not Alchemist or Panda. The mass air is harder to handle, to control.
So Dark Ranger just reached level 5, still a little bit far away from level 6. And we still have 2 big red spots. It's not crypt, it will get valuable items if the players do so. Yeah, Godfather getting some scrolls, info pod in the DK. Scroll Unleash as well. Stays with the Necro Wagon. Joey has a Frost Worm. Forgot this in his base. And only 2-1 upgrades. It's a little bit low at this mark of the game, in my opinion. Such a high resourceful map. I would have expected 3-3 by now.
Yep. And Joe is still on the 70 he was before.
So Godfather with 3 scrolls now and plus another scroll of protection, plus a healing ward.
Oh, and this time
Four
Joey
feet
is
forward.
reaching around. He does not want to fight uphill again, and it's 78 against 80 basically of Godfather, and I think Godfather is in a tricky position here. Heal ward, not the spell here.
It was a nice heal ward though. Ooh, and a lot of skeletons coming out of the nice swarm though. And a lot of damage. Dreadlord dropping low, gets a coil there. Godfather's Dreadlord dropping low as well, needs a coil as well. Does he get one? He gets
Godfather
one.
has
All of
absolutely no mana left, so Godfather
he needed a statue there and he didn't build one. So focusing the DK, gets away. Ooh, no, Godfather's DK into trouble. A Dreadlord might fall here. Yeah, Dreadlord gets deleted. Yeah, that fight went perfectly for Joey in my opinion.
and
Didn't lose anything.
Another fight on the other side here, and we have constant fighting.
Ooh, direct silence on the Paladin. Chimps in front, getting all the heat from the guy from the Copters. That hurts. And just move in the Copters, only a Panda level 4 won't be enough. Yeah, has the TP out, he loses everything basically. It's another Chimp staffed out.
Yeah, Aarni is
AM5 now.
Aarni is leading in gold still by far. He has 8k gold against Lilting with just 2k, but he's losing fights more and more convincingly here against Liltic. So I feel Joey is getting the upper hand here on the left, and Liltic slowly recovering on the right.
Yeah. Well, the one thing about this game is we saw a lot of fights from the beginning. Even the big spots has been creep, but it has all been 18 versus 18. 80 versus 80. But now Godfather is going to 100 and Liltic is finally breaking as well. So now that we could see army compositions that are able to annihilate their opponent and make them quit the game maybe.
And I think Aarni should grab a dragon here. I think it would be pretty nice for him being 9k gold. I think against a human he would, like, I think it would be great for him to have it also against the tanks. Really nice to focus down tanks with dragons.
Yeah, I agree.
And we have
Yeah,
another
Liltic keeping the casters behind very nicely. He has to dispel the silence. I mean, now they are a little bit too far behind, but yeah, still nice.
Godfather out of gold actually because he never took this wood mine.
Ooh, and Aarni under pressure here. He's focusing the Archmage, but might lose a lot here. The hippos are basically all dying. People dying in the back, and yeah, this is...
Yeah, I mean, he's 20 supply down. So
And look
no
at
way
the
he can fight.
Archmage inventory. That's the one hero you don't want to focus with a Paladin behind him as well.
And a huge fight on the top left here against
Wow.
this time into Godfather's main base. What a beautiful
Oh, but that
fight.
looks like such a good position for Godfather, in my opinion. But that swarm did hurt, and that Dreadlord is reaching out to level 6
Ooh,
with
and
another
Dreadlord-
Infernal pops in.
Yeah, Dreadlord dying here, and this is
Yeah.
ultimate
That's it.
of the DK. I mean, Joey probably has to TP out in a second, but
Dreadlord has 3 more swarms, but he's not using it. Now he's using one and directly kills half of his Godfather's army.
ooh, the Dreadlord! Dreadlord of Joey.
That was a nice kill on the kill.
Wow. And
Godfather
now,
needs to recover now.
back to the top right, we have still a fight here between
Dark Ranger, Dark Ranger.
We'll be right back in a second.
Yeah, Godfather asking for peace now. That's not surprising in the situation. Now Holy Light on the Dark Ranger. Stuffed away apparently. MK is still silenced. Moving
Yeah,
on
Holy
a
Light
little
is such a
back there.
dangerous nuke because it's instant and
Yeah,
does a lot of damage.
Yeah, if Liltic's MK reaches level 6 and can pop the meta, it will be such a problem for Necrati. Then he has shielded Paladin he can silence, he has Meta MK he can silence, and the Holy Light Bolt will top the floor with his Dark Rangers that has 0 parry as of right now.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about Necro Wagons is that you gain so much experience from the skeletons, so the undeads are way higher hero levels than on the other side.
That's true. So Godfather can creep the camp now, that's nice. He could also maybe creep this camp as well if he scouts it.
Oh yeah, they haven't crept it.
Could get 2 of them, that would be nice.
A player's forces
Not-
are under attack.
It is. Goldman will run out soonish though. This one is still 3k, 5k, so well he's in upkeep, so he could gain up to 12k-ish. If he is let be in
And
mind.
what
Joey
happened?
dropped to 50 in the meantime. There's a potential of, what is this? 8, 9, 16, 20. Or Joey could get additional 24k if he mines it on 50. And Liltek looks like he has. This one is mined out already. 7, 12k. He could go up to, well, he's mining it in upkeep. So maybe 12 to 13k or 14, a little bit more. Maybe 15k he can get. So if Joey plays it right, he should come out on top of gold, and on hero levels actually.
Yeah, Joy is the only one on 50, by the way.
Yeah.
And Arnie
And
is
that's nice for him
finally-
because Godfather asked for the piece, and so he had a very nice
Arnie's
chance.
finally getting this last red spot.
Also, Aarni is the one getting 2.
What is it? Claws plus 15. Not the item you hoped for, I guess.
Nope, that's very underwhelming.
It can be nice in late game with a panda crit.
But not what you want to see here still, I guess.
So
Like
game's,
fighting spirit.
game's slowing down now, so we have Godfather with still 76 supply and absolutely no gold. But he has a lot of mines still that are mining, but not that much gold in those mines, except the one at the very far north.
Godfather suggesting to switch opponents, but little does he know that he is versus the 10k guy, with him being on 300 gold.
Yeah, and 100 supply. Arnie did
Yeah.
a great job here, preserving gold while not losing too much. And
Yeah, like
Liltek got levels and now fully recovered. So interesting here, fight breaking out, and this is a horrible position for Arnie.
that's not
It's
the
also
best time for the
Necro-
Panda.
It's also Necro Wagon versus Dark Ranger level 5 without any destroys. This will decide.
Yeah, like usually if Godfather suggests tough, like who should fight who, then it's heavily in favor of him. But now, I mean, he fights an opponent with Dark Ranger and plus 10k gold. So I'm not sure if that was smart.
Yeah, but I sort of understand it. He was like 70 something food when he pieced with Joey, and he wants to mine his gold on 50, and he didn't want to kill off 20 food of his own supply. I guess he's taking a fight with Aarni Kradi. Will lose like, will drop back to 50, and then he will ask for peace again so that he can hoard it a little bit and gain a little bit experience from his units.
Arnie should use those
I guess
whips
that's his
and
plan.
dispel them into these necros. Otherwise, it's super hard to defend this without.
I mean, there's no destroyer, so the Necros are pretty much perma silenced.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
20
that's-
second, 24 seconds silence duration.
Arnie should have waited for his chimeras. Like there was absolutely no need to take this fight so far away from his main base.
Ooh, the
Another
wisps
wisp.
coming in.
I mean, they're at the moment only dispelling the silence and the drunken haze, so
Coil on the KOTG, drops low, has a TP. Is it a time? No, it's not. The MG also low, could give a nice chunk of XP. Godfather still 68 supply. Not what he wanted to drop to. Arnie now breaking even to 82 supply. And then high upkeep. Lil take 100 food.
Yeah, he's on 100 supply for some time, so I guess he's attacking Joey, who is on 68, so he's pumping now, but might be a bit too late here.
Yeah, I mean, okay, he has 4 tanks. They are a little bit slow, so he has still time to produce.
This is a very action-packed game. Like
Yeah.
time, no time to rest here.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about 4 expansions. You can
Yeah.
pump and pump.
Again, but I think the pace will
Oh.
slow down. Oh,
Chimeras.
2 gems, 1 weapon, the other not weapon. Nice sleep on the Panda right before the haste buff. Now it gets in. Nova from the leash, the Panda is dropping low. Could go for a nuke there if his spells are out of gone from cooldown. Panda still low. Yeah.
Did you
Oh,
see?
nice coil dodge.
He charmed the skeleton, I think. Did he? Yeah, I think
Charmed the skeleton.
Arnie charmed the skeleton by accident.
Yeah, that was such an unnecessary loss of the fight. I have to say, like, he has had everything in his favor.
Yeah,
And Godfather is like, fuck, I just wanted to drop to 50. I want to win this war.
For Godfather, this is great. Like, he wants that XP, and of course, you don't just want an elf with potentially mass chimeras right next to you. So, this was a great attack, but also very sloppily lost by Arnie here, who could have
very
easily
sloppy.
defended this with Panda, a bit more chimeras, and instead he moved in with just basically 60 of 100 supply and lost it before it even started. And
80
now
versus 100 now.
Yeah.
Joey versus Lil Tick. Can Joey hold? I mean, he has the better hero levels and he has Necro Wagons.
It's so hard for a human here to push in against Dreadlord.
Yeah, I mean, he has 20 supply more, so he should win this, honestly. But his supply is in the back. Look at this, 1 Froststorm, Wagon, Statue, Necros.
Yeah, his waypoints are fucked up.
And Arnie's main base is getting obliterated.
Yeah, this was so unnecessary for Aarni here to lose this. The worm still in the back. And Liltic still sits here on 100 supply. I'm not too sure if that's what he wanna do.
I believe there's currently no one more unhappy about that Lil Tick has 100 food than Lil Tick himself.
Yeah.
Oh, finally the Dreadlord reaches level 5 of Godfather.
Oh, very bad for the tanks here.
Oh yeah, get cut off. It's a staff them.
I guess he wants to lose them also. Not that much
Ah,
XP.
tanks are expensive.
He wants to win a fight, honestly, and not drop with just losing them.
Going for the DK here, but... And Arnie is using his hippos here to go on Joey.
Yeah, I think that's a smart choice, even though if it's it's annoying.
A player's forces are under attack. The town is under siege.
I believe that humans have an easier time versus Necrowagon than versus standard Gargoyle army in this map.
I don't
So
think
a high level Dreadlord and Swarm.
Like, not before level 6 kicks in.
And he
Forces are under
got
Or
himself a
MK with
dragon.
Clap, you mean?
The town is under siege.
Big dragon here.
Oh, finally. I mean, you can just send in MK, it's risky to Clap,
Yeah, he never does it.
and with a nice Blizzard as well.
Ooh, the DK though very exposed here. Ooh, he misclicked the
Oh.
Holy Lights, otherwise the
Yeah,
DK would
he-
be down.
Oh, he died.
Still
There was
dies.
a dash. There was a
Still
yeah, there
died.
was a dash.
And the Necros are completely out of position. Yeah, you should always have a Banshee against Liltic in your army because he
doesn't realize
abuses.
that he doesn't realize that the tick is on 100, by the way.
And Arnie is down to 1 building, 2 buildings here in the north.
Well, it doesn't look like a proper 100 as well. I wouldn't think if I fight this, I would be okay. There could be 80-ish.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Godfather managed to salvage his position here very nicely.
And Arnie is completely in elf mode now. Hiding Tree of Lives, Wisps. But there are
That's
even
why you
Zeppelins on
start
this
getting comfy, right?
map. Yeah.
A player's forces are under attack.
So I'm disappointed by the amount of dragons we see this game. Must be 30-minute mark and we only
Yeah,
see one dragon.
for sure.
This is disgusting.
I try to speak a bit louder now for Arenicus, who said my sound is too low. Thanks, Aren.
Yeah, I feel basically sorry for our viewers to have to listen to German English from 3 people now with our nice accents.
Yeah, I guess they even each other out somehow. Is this in range? To see it? I guess it is, right? You should be able to see the Tree of Life here.
I don't think so. I would say no.
I think it's close. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, barely not.
Yep. I also
Ah,
don't
he
think
has
so.
it. Oh, Monty says.
No, the shade sees it.
But it's not his shade, it's Joyce.
Oh, true.
And now, yeah, everyone's thinking about their best move.
And
And
the nice thing for Monty now is that he has this big mine here still left because he lost it earlier against the push of Godfather because he was too greedy, and this is now nice for him.
I'm surprised that Lil Tick didn't stop mining. He empties his mines on 100.
Lil Tick is proposing to send like one worker here to mine the last 10.
Already 4 for him on high upkeep. 4 gold for this.
Yeah, but still, like, you would finish the mine.
Yeah, you can't do it for undead. Not worth it. Elf could do it as well. So, now we are at Chatcraft 3.
I wonder that Godfather is not trying to finish Arnie. I mean, he could easily try to.
The question is, what would he gain from it?
3-way.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's so beneficial for him at the moment because Joey is ahead of him, Lultic is ahead of him, he would end in 3-way as the weakest player. Maybe having Aarni as a wild card.
It's always a risky suggestion. Go one more fight. This pretty much always means that you have a lot of gold. But yeah, both have, so it's fine.
Focus on the Dreadlord, that's not the best choice in my opinion.
Yeah, good micro from Joey here to start the fight.
Joey's really greedy on his items. No parry ups on his DK.
Oh wow, yeah.
And Blizzard is
Dragon
so
is
strong
back.
in this kind of show.
God's word. Dreadlord dropping low. No inmove pot, he's so greedy with items.
And Joey is a bit slow with his coils here. I don't think it was on cooldown.
Could
Yeah,
nuke
Archmage
the Lich
though.
as well.
Archmage surrounded. Ooh, he doesn't see it.
Ooh, and the MK.
Ooh,
also
MK
died.
gets deleted as well.
Yeah, you can lose heroes so fast in this
Little
fight.
Tick lost 50 food.
That backfired so quickly, and yeah, Joey did not lose as much. Basically, just 10 supply.
At least he
I
didn't
think
lose the
Giltic was
dragon.
busy in microing the dragon.
Yeah, eating the
Just dominant.
necro.
Player's forces
Yeah, it's difficult with the dragon. If the unit only moves a little bit, the
Yeah.
dragon will eat it. It's easier with Kodo. Dragons really not. I think micro map needs dragons. That would be nice.
town is under siege.
This is human armies.
Wouldn't Mortar be nice? Like in the back
Yeah.
against this?
Yeah, you always
Like that
need
would be
mortars.
much better than what he does here.
You either need
Yeah.
mass griffins or mortars. Yeah.
I mean,
And
especially
see,
on a map with chokes here, I guess like Mortar would be way better, right?
and in theory, you just send in your MK, clap and Blizzard the Necro, then it's done. Lilting
Yeah,
and
I agree.
basically
You need either breath or clap.
And Godfather
It's
attacking
too-
into the main base of Joey here.
Yeah, they are an even supply.
Could be a nice death and decay here into that front.
good. Quite a weak win. Oh, but Godfather is hitting the main base of Joey.
You repeat me.
I thought you mentioned the Death and Decay for the Castle of Lilting.
No, I meant Godfather. Oh, but he's moving in. And
Wow,
this
what
is-
an aggressive TP.
Yeah. Right.
Lots of skellies, lots of web destroyers, lots of swarm, lots of AoE, so much good.
Horrible
shop is
Nice
down.
swarm, that's
I-
well.
It's like horrible TP for Joey, I would say.
Yeah, level 6 on the Dreadlord, but no mana for an Infernal now. Godfather's
Was that double click?
could nuke the Dreadlord.
No, it was very far in the back. Oh, Godfather's army.
Nice
That was-
coil there. Ooh, that could be devastating for Joey.
Yeah, the shop
here.
is already down as I mentioned, so that's very bad for Undead if they don't have a second shop.
Yeah.
I feel everyone is at least getting 1 to 2 extremely dominant fights in this game.
Yeah.
It's a great game so far, like really nice.
Yeah, it's really interesting because it looks like the 4th place will be level 6, which is also pretty rare.
Yeah.
Let's see how big the hero levels.
And this main base is dead, so Godfather is basically the only one with a fully functional main base still.
But also with the... Okay, he has 5k now, he has some gold.
Okay, and they are piecing, both undeads are piecing. Interesting.
A player's forces are under attack.
I'm really surprised on how aggressively this game is played. Usually you will try to get 4 expos up and mine a little, like up to 10k before engaging in a fight with another opponent. But they, from the start, went right at it.
Yeah, and soon most mines will be mined out. Like there are only very few mines with gold still. There's one with 1000 here at the top. And then it's basically only Joey's mines that are left with like 1 to 2k here.
And he's already the richest, plus he is mining, so on 50.
Look at the gold mines here that Joey is still mining. They have exactly the same amount of gold. It's crazy. 1080, 1060.
Nice.
Nah, the left one is a little bit
Yeah,
less.
but only
Because the
very
right side's
slightly.
mined by 4 acolytes, that's the reason.
Attack.
There's
Right.
there's only 4, yeah. That was hidden. You're right.
Yeah, they would definitely underestimate the gold count of Joey. So he's in a great spot, also having 776 heroes.
Yeah.
Just a question what he can make out of it.
How is no one having any vision in the middle at the dragon camp when the dragon is available? Usually you always see
Maybe
farms
they
or
don't want to get
sheams
managed.
or... Nah, dragons are fine.
And I like how Liltik is long distance mining this expo of Arnie here. And I mean, arguably every player is kind of in an interesting position here. Of course, Arnie has like the least buildings. I would say he's probably not, but like all players have like something going for them because they have all players have gold still.
Yeah, but all are in an uncomfortable position to be aggressive now, I feel. Like all rather want to play the I'm dead role rather
Yeah.
than being the one pushing someone. Because everyone is pretty credibly dead at this
Yeah.
point. So yeah, maybe it's just a little bit of a slower pace now.
Yeah, mass TP for Liltik. Of course, really nice too.
So, Rulers, what would you do if you were in Liltik's shoes now?
I always play these situations incorrectly, so don't ask me too much.
I know
I
what
would
you.
probably sit. I would sit. Too
I
much,
was about
guess.
to say I know what you would do.
Yeah. So I learned that you should be always aggressive. At least get your heroes to level 6. Like that's highest priority, I think, especially with Mountain King.
I
Because
would
once
say
Mountain
yeah.
King is level 6, you can do a lot of good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, at least.
I think I would mass TP Godfather just to piss him off.
Yeah, one mass TP with 100 supply tanks is like what gets the game going usually, like this late.
Yeah, it's just not. It feels so bad to mass TP here when 3 players are in the game because you will get teamed and you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to
It's
go,
not the
so
right call here. So I think,
it's not
I mean,
the
he
way to
should
go, right?
probably, unless he, I mean, he has 85 supplies. I guess he's fine. But if he can't pick, like I in his position, I would attack Arnie here, because that's a huge tome of XP here with like a full human army. It's
Yeah.
like that's easy. Like you want to make it into the 3-way, so you want to get one player out, and it's a huge tome. So that's definitely what I would do. I would kill Arnie in this situation. Like easiest decision of my life here. And then after that, you want to wait for opportunities to weaken like one player that is stronger than you. Ideally, you can do it with another player together, so you're not like the single target.
Player's forces are under attack.
I mean, Arnie has 4 buildings here. Why? Like, I mean, you can't force him into defending. In general, he has an acolyte now, but I don't know. I think he's almost out of the game.
No, he still has wisps everywhere. He can go full gradient mode if he wants. He can silent and he can charm workers, rebuild with them. It's fine.
Yeah, like what I like to do in this situation, like from the observer point of view, is as you said, kill off one player like Arnie would be nice, I think, to get. And then you have to scout very well. Like we can see at the moment, Joey is on 50 supply, and this is always a window where you can go to 100, mass TP into the base from the player who is on 80 supply, so you have 20 supply advantage. So
Yeah.
this guy will most likely lose his base. Joey will not be fast enough to produce an army. And yeah, you should already have a critter or a zeppelin next to the other base, so you can mass TP there as well. And this can make a very fast win for you in such a
yeah.
stale situation.
But then you have 2 high-level dreadlords versus your human army.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it will always be a base race or a zero-base scenario. So this is at least one way to win the game. And if you don't win it, the other players still have to balance it out. So you will
That's
not just
true.
die for it.
And we see Godfather going on Arnie here, and I think Liltic trying to get a bit of XP here also. So yeah, it seems Arnie like only down to
Player's forces are
a
under
few buildings and the Acolyte. I guess yeah, he's going to mass Necropolis now, but not sure how long that's going to help him.
Okay, there's a Necropolis going off for Arnie. Focus on the DK, silent on the DK, drops low, the field, on the heal score, runs away. Oh, another heal score. That's a Pillars to DK.
Wow, DK
or
Wow.
dies.
Again, so many
He was
DKs down
stunned.
here.
What stunned him?
player's forces are
Oh, and Panda
Avoided.
being staffed into the back.
Will Liltic
Oh, Lucy
Go
can
for
kill
it.
the panda
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
definitely a good move?
Yeah, closer to level 6.
And I'm not even sure if Arnie saw that, because he was running away from the undead hero still.
Yeah, I think he didn't see.
That was like the perfect sneaky kill.
Yeah.
player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Like Arnie was in such a good such a good spot before he fight with Godfather. Like he was 100 versus 80 and 10k gold more than Godfather. Just had to win this fight.
And now Arnie is feeding his hippos here into Lil Tig to get his heroes back. Ooh, and he's charming a Banshee of Godfather, but will probably be caught.
No TP on his heroes. Can stuff one away. Who has the
this one is
dispel?
just a matter
Where
of
is the
time.
Dryad dispel, Arnie? Where is it? This Dryad has full mana. What is this?
Yeah, like no one has any reason to let Arnie live at this point, so everyone just wants to grab the experience if he sees him. And also the map is very small and bad to hide, so I think he's out very soon. A Granger.
Ooh, Dark Ranger.
But yeah, one Holy Light and GG. Nice, got one peasant.
A player's forces are under attack.
Double level up.
And
Suit 7 as well.
Godfather found this necropolis.
And as Arnie has 3 buildings left, a necropolis, a farm, and a moonwell.
Okay, dragon is on cooldown. Someone bought a dragon. Ah, Joey did.
Nice. And this is the Moonwell, so Arnie is on 2 of 10 supply.
Yeah, and Liltek now 666. Like, he got a lot of XP out of just 3 heroes.
Yeah. The thing is, the dragon, you can't Nova him, you can't Swarm him, but you can use it on all gargoyles, even if opponents counter you with a lot of guards. When you have higher level unlit heroes, you can always counter them with a Swarm and Nova while running away, but the dragons, they're fucking invincible.
And we have a host here from Back to Warcraft. Welcome everyone who just tuned in.
Hello.
Maybe high-tech with the introduction to everyone who's
Sorry,
there.
I'm eating, but
Oh, you're eating.
well, hi everyone. So this is this is a league match, FFA Masters League match, season 33, match 21, and we have 4 interesting players here, and one is Arnie, who is basically out of the game. He was down to just 1 building, and now he's up to at least 6 buildings, so maybe he can recover. He has 3k gold still, and we have a bit of a stalemate between the other 3 players. We saw basically non-stop fighting in the first 30 minutes, and now everyone tries to preserve his last gold and stay alive. But yeah, everyone has decent levels, so definitely a great match so far.
Yeah, there was very little chat, but yeah, as it always is, once the freeway is close, the chat game has to be up, because you want to get little edges, and the game is usually in total balance, so you just want to get the edge and maybe get out a winner of it, which is not very easy. But we will see how this game will be going. I think Arnie will be the first one out. We have Liltek, who you may know from former streams. Like, he was in the Warcraft 3 Champions semifinals, won that, and went to the finals, where he unfortunately lost.
And he's being
But
attacked here by Joey with a big dragon. So we play on Boomtown, and there's a dragon moose in the center. And this is a mighty attack here. Liltek has a lot of gold and has an army, but this is still very scary.
Yeah, this is so hard to fight as a human. I mean, the dragon is pretty much invulnerable. Then you have 2 frost worms, where you would like to have hawks, but yeah, they are very weak to the heroes. So yeah, it's gonna be hard to fight for him. He's on 86 supply, so that's fine. His army is, I think, nice to fight this. Level 6 Mountain King and Hero Focus, I think, is key.
Yeah, and not sure if Godfather is really helping here. He moved south, but I think he would scout before he's going to help. And this is very scary. Like, so easy to lose your entire army and the main base against all this stuff.
Yeah, like Necro Dragon as a human is so hard to face, especially against these high-level heroes on top.
Yeah, we just said like you can't face it with Mortar early on, but in this stage with Worms and Dragon, obviously Mortar is not the way to go anymore.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Lutic has a dragon himself with splash damage, and Joey doesn't have any fiend ball rep, so he could just run with
Are under
the
attack.
dragon himself, clap with MK, focus the necros, or focus the wagons. It shouldn't be any problem for him at the moment,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Should even try to get another, a second or a third dragon, because at this stage of the game, dragons are as strong as maybe level 6 heroes. Especially if you don't face any heavy anti-air. There are no guards or Messipos or Dads or Wyvern are quite good versus Dragon. So he should consider switching to a second or a third Dragon, and he shouldn't have any problems fighting the current armies on the map.
And apologies to everyone who just tuned in or who came from Back to Warcraft that we like have a strong German German accent.
Back to Warcraft is German as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't have the same accent
Yeah,
as we do.
they're coming from a German stream, so I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
True. Yeah, and we interestingly, like we have a bit of an unusual situation, I would say, where you have players with gold that are with gold, army, and main base that are still somewhat like stuck in their base because they can't really move against those armies that they can't fight. And Liltig is already preparing like a main base behind the tree line here at the top right.
Player's forces are
And
under attack.
I think Godfather is probably the one to make the next move here and to potentially fight Joey.
You think? I mean, with 58 supply and 1.7k gold in a 4-way, do you really want to be the one who
Yeah,
makes
probably
the
not.
move?
Probably
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joey
but
is-
from the mentality wise, it's most likely that Godfather is the first one to lose his patience.
Yeah, I
and
think
make
so
a
too.
move.
And I mean he killed half of the main base of Joey earlier, so maybe he suspects Joey to have way less gold. And the dragon, the red dragon will soon be back in stock. And yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
Joey definitely the one looking out for that one.
yeah, but Liltig has also some gold left. And Aarni is losing the next 3 buildings here. He has a farm at the top right and an acolyte roaming around, but slowly but steady he's running out of gold, and I'm not quite sure why he taverned his 3 heroes at this stage.
Now we have a fight here. Joey
Oh, yeah.
taking little tick.
For the hero focus there, MK out of mana, has a big mana pot there, runs away.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, no shade
And
with the
still
army.
invis, no shade.
And doesn't want to feed his army into this into those scary undead units, so let's see.
Yeah, but he could just walk in and click the DK to make him TP, in my opinion. He has meta MK, he has Paladin, it should be worth.
Yeah,
DK
he
has
should
only
be a
heal
little bit
scroll
more
and the TP.
aggressive here with the metamorphosis going on.
Yeah, once it's running out, I think he will have a hard time or harder time to defend this. And Aarni is trying to kill part of Godfather's main base, which obviously will not work. It's probably going to lose a hero here.
He will definitely lose a hero here.
Yeah, Godfather was on him, so he was
Oh,
forced
maybe
to
even
move.
2. Maybe even 2. Do you have another sleep? No.
Nope.
Ah, woke him up too early.
Wow, this is the lowest mana Dreadlord I've seen in my life.
450.
Yeah, Joey went for Circles of Nobility to have a little bit of a mana pool on his Dreadlord, and Father
Not
went
many,
for the
yeah, not many
tanky
mana
period.
items dropped here. A lot of HP, but not that much mana.
Yeah.
Well, what choice do you prefer? Do you like the circlets on Joey's Dreadlord more, or the periods on Godfather's?
I mean, I don't.
I think for heroes that like the how's it called?
A player's forces are
Am I-
under attack.
The +5/+5/+5 item. I think for them the
Crown of
circlet
Kings,
is,
you mean?
yeah. For them the circlet is a little bit better, and for the others I like the parrot more.
I think a Parrot is like probably still. I don't know. I guess circlets are nice, but in like one is not making a huge difference if your hero is like level 6. And like blocking 3 item slots, I feel is. I mean, maybe as an undead, I guess you can do it, but I don't know. It feels like a waste of item slots if you have too many circlets, unless it's like a hero who is solely reliant on like the DPM, like the
Yeah.
sorry DPS. And
Yeah, and Arnie is getting farmed by everyone. It's a
Yeah.
little bit sad for him, but yeah, as we said, it's his own fault. Like he messed up that fight very heavily.
I'm a bit surprised that he's staying. I like usually in those games, not only that he didn't play random, but also that he's still staying in this. Usually he leaves quite quickly when he lost.
Yeah,
A player's forces
that's
are
true.
under attack.
Of course, there's always a worse. Like in most cases, there's always like a very little chance to win still. But like now, of course, with okay, is Little Tick stopping here?
He's
I
killing
don't
the
think so.
Zeppelin. Acolyte is escaping though. Now gets chased by the
And
Archmage.
is stuck.
But he should have a farm somewhere. Still has another Zeppelin there with the KOTG inside.
Yeah, because if Liltek is not killing him, then someone else will get the XP from Arnie. So yeah, I don't think it's
Yeah, problem is as long as he has his...
sense.
Well, he's down to 1k already, so not an
Yeah.
open end for him. Yeah,
Last
be the
two
last.
buildings. So he
It's like Arnie is out first, drops the KOTG, that gets directly slapped by Godfather. Will Godfather get the XP or will this Necropolis die first?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's
I guess it
first.
dies, yeah.
oh, that was so
Ah,
close.
no XP. No XP there.
So, yeah, if a player is out and you kill their units or heroes, you get only XP like from creeps, so only up to level 5. That's what we were talking about.
Joey by far the most gold, 8k, Lil Tick 5k, and Godfather broke his no 1k.
Yeah, Godfather's
What nice
attacking
hero
Joey
levels.
here. Is he?
That's not the worst choice. Joey has 2 dragons now. He should not go alone. Should go together with Lil Tick, should communicate a little.
Those dragons are nice, but they also take up so much supply. Sometimes a bit scary.
They are
looking.
worth it. They are definitely worth it. It's like a frostworm. Plus
Yeah,
1
but
food.
I guess, I mean, sometimes the attack speed is a bit of an issue. I feel like attack speed and that they take up so much supplies, so you...
They have chaos splash damage. Look how big the red dragon is and look how small the frostworm is next to it.
Yeah, that's
Frostworm
true.
7 food,
And this
dragon
is...
8 food.
Yeah, and
Oh
this
boy,
is
that will
not
hurt.
as-
This will fucking hurt if there comes a Nova in. Yeah, oh my.
Yeah, the splash damage also from dragons.
So, Worms getting directly ensnared, getting focused down. A lot of skeletons burn from both players. The Infernal of Monty Burns already dropping going. Another nice Nova there, another nice swarm. More skeletons charming in. Boy, this is a big fight. The dragons reigning supreme. The Frostworms getting easily focused down here.
Godfather on 35 supply.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
he's
is...
heavily losing there. Ooh, that swarm was basically a feather swarm. He should have went for the... He's not focusing the necros. All the necros of Joey has full HP. Wagons have full HP. So that was a... Yeah, that was massacre.
Yeah, Joey did not lose much there. Maybe like 10 supply? Maybe a bit.
Like,
Started with...
What do you think would have been the best move by Liltek if he scouted that fight? Like, should he have STP'd anyone? If he
I
saw
think
that?
he does it correctly now, so he's,
Yeah, now
he's
he does,
attacking
yeah.
now. I mean, of course, it's only the right move if he thinks he can win this fight, which I doubt, honestly, but we will see. Maybe he can if he dives for one of those heroes. Like, Necros are not full mana right now after this fight, so I think it's a good point in time to attack here.
Yeah, I mean, it opens up.
I don't know. I don't think he has a chance this fight.
DK.
And
DK
maybe kill the
focus.
DK. DK is still a TP. MK is chasing him though.
Ooh,
Look
the
at the...
DK.
Nah, he will TP. He will TP. Oh no, swapped an input bot. Nice
Yeah,
there. Lutik's still chasing him, not microing anything, but his heroes clicking the DK.
Yeah, and the dragon's
using
doing such a massive
everything.
damage.
Out going for the Lish, switching the target of hero for
Ooh,
the
and
Lish
the
dropping
Lich.
low. Gets the
nice
call in
macro
time
here.
there. MK dropping low, could go for the Paladin. Paladin
Yeah,
goes
Holy
an
Land will
input
be
bot.
ready, but he needs
Runs
to
away,
heroes.
nice mana pot there, heals the Lish in time.
DK.
Now the DK needs a heal pot.
Forced into
heal
TP.
pot is on cooldown.
He's TPing, but now his units are completely alone here. Oh, and the Dreadlord too, but...
Oh, bring it fight
Yeah,
now.
but he still has dragons. The dragons can win this without hero.
Ooh, and
Paladin.
Godfather going on Joy.
I mean, probably not the worst decision. I mean, this is
Yeah,
perfect
running
for...
to the running to the health font is not the worst idea there. Lish getting a nice sleep there, drops low, killed the entrance, so he can. Yeah, Coil should be ready to heal the Lish.
Yeah, definitely
heal up
superior
now.
micro from Joey here in this fight.
And look at this. Joey lost everything, but what did he not lose? His 2 dragons. Such a good unit.
Yeah, I mean, how would you lose them?
I mean, do you see any of his frost worms left? I don't. I don't.
Yeah, like it's so supply efficient compared to a worm.
At least Little Tick saved his dragon.
And now he has a lot of free supply for more dragons.
Yeah, and a lot of gold still.
I don't think he has to. He will get teamed anyway. He should just get more dragons and then win 2 versus 1. 1 versus 2. I think he can do this. Maybe get a couple of guards though to fight Little Tick's dragon, but dragons are good versus dragons as well, so that's not an issue. If you have 3 dragons, this one of Little Tick won't be.
Ooh,
But you
and
can't heal them, right, with Holy Light?
You can.
You can?
Yeah. You can also staff them.
Yeah, Stefan knew, but
I thought they're magic immune, aren't they?
yeah, this is such a weird rule, this magic immune in Warcraft 3.
I think you can.
I thought dragons you can't, but I mean, of course you can Holy Light some magic immune units, but I thought you can't dragons, but probably you can. Yeah, you might be right.
You can. Well, I'm not 100% sure now. I believe.
So
Yeah, Joey with the gold lead, like if he knew that the other players were as broke as they are, he might find a window to push, but I'm not sure. It's always way too risky if you're playing because you don't know the gold count and you have not too many buildings. You want to avoid getting teamed, so this is always a very tricky call to make what to do now.
Should we going for another Frostworm? Or for the slow? Why not?
Yeah, I think 1 Frostworm is very good, and then the rest should be dragons at this point.
Yeah,
but he is on 60
Dark Ranger is
supplies.
gone.
And
But
it's so,
Joe, you are the strongest.
it's so great for the game that the Dark Ranger is out, that like there's no risk of charmed worms anymore. So like otherwise, I don't think Joey would pump worms now.
Do you know though what unit you can't charm, despite having Dark Ranger level 6? And that's why I say are superior.
You mean the gyros, right?
Obviously.
And yeah, those gyros here are living a dangerous life against those dreadlords.
Yeah. I mean, it's so bad because versus the dragons, you need either gyros or your own dragons. So, yeah.
A player's
So
It's
what
a
I don't
hardest
get is
unit.
why Joey is sitting in his base now. Okay, he's afraid of Mass TP, I get that. I would still just chase Godfather now. I would just...
And he's losing an acolyte at the top right, and that's his only acolyte outside of his main base. I mean, he has one in a Zeppelin, but still.
Yeah, he's supply blocked on 60. Like, not blocked, but his limit is 60. Being so rich, that's very risky, I think.
Yeah, I also think. I mean, it's maybe not the worst to play from a weak position here. Like you don't want to rebuild your entire main base if you have 6k, I guess, in this situation. But he's, as you say, he's at risk of losing this game.
Yeah, you just want to have enough to buy another dragon at least.
Yeah, and he will lose all. At least one more ziggurat here is now going for the attack on... Is he? No, he's afraid.
Yeah, he should just leave. Like this base, not the game.
Yeah, it's probably what he's going to do, but what's he? Like, it's a bit too late here.
Use the Archmage.
Nah, the Archmage will never die here.
Use the MK ultimate.
Oh yeah, he has a lot of items. You're right. Ooh, and the DK will die.
Wow!
Yeah.
What
Ooh, and the
kill.
Lich will die.
That's the problem when you fight 1 versus 2. I mean, now he saves his base at the cost of his heroes.
Yeah, so he can't revive his heroes, and he has only 1 acolyte. I mean, he
Well,
should...
Joey lacks the entire game. I believe that Joey lacks items like TPs on his heroes, invoke pods on his heroes.
Yeah.
His heroes had some static items, but apart from that, they were naked.
Yeah, at this point it would be so nice if Liltic just had 100 supply tanks with his gold and just mass DP's Godfather.
Yeah, for sure. That would be. I mean, he still can get some tanks, not 100 supply, but still think it could be the right move. If he knew that Godfather had basically no gold left, then I still think it's the right move. And now Dreadlord is out of mana, so I think he, as you say, he could easily finish the match if he knew. It's so funny that Joey is like on 6k gold almost, but has like absolutely like 1 minute ago he had by far the strongest army here, and now
Player's
he's
forces are under attack.
against basically just 6 heroes. He lost everything,
A town
Yeah,
is
yeah.
under siege.
and now Liltic is scouting the main base of Godfather, and we'll see what he's going to do here. I don't think he will try to finish him, but maybe he
Nah,
tries.
it doesn't look like. Otherwise, he would have pumped some tanks.
I think what Joey could have also done is run away with his heroes and leave the dragons there to fight. There wasn't the one here.
I mean,
There's
there
not
were
much
some
the heroes
gyros,
can do.
so I guess over time they would have killed them. But
Well, if the gyros get near Dreadlord, they will nearly all die from two swarms. Two swarms and they are dead. One swarm and he has to back
Player's
them.
forces are
And he
under
can just run away with the dragon, the heal fountain.
yeah,
And it would have taken a lot of time for the dragons to run low.
yeah,
Those spells can hurt them, and that would have gotten him the time he needed for the paladin divine sheet to run out and then be ready to nuke. So he should have just moved
Yeah.
his heroes back and kept the dragons for attacking. Instead, he ran away with the dragons together. Which
yeah.
made no sense.
And now Joey is harassing the main base of Tig, and look at this. Look at this blight here. It's directly going into the main base of Little Tig, so he sees it, and it will be the same here at this necropolis. Will also be revealed directly. So. Bit
Ooh,
tricky.
and now the gyros chasing the dragons. That's some very, very painful moments here for Joey.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but he
going-
won't lose them. Won't lose them, I think.
Of course. I mean, the gyros are so quick. I think he will lose at least one.
Yeah, that's why I think in the 1 versus 2 he should have just get out of his base
Yeah.
and
I agree. Should have forced one back, and of course he needed a
Yeah.
bit more. I think ideally he should have not set in his main base, but moved out.
Nice.
That
yeah,
was
because Godfather is in such a fragile position himself. Like he has only 3 heroes
Oh.
and the human
Godfather's
has,
going for Joey.
yeah.
yeah, that's weird.
This is looking better and better for Lil Tig. He's in a great spot here.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some Bulgarian hatred going on.
But don't
At least.
underestimate Joey now. Like he has still a lot of gold, so he can regain his heroes. And if he has the time, get his heroes back, maybe another dragon.
Ooh,
He has a
and
lot of-
Godfather moving in here from the back. Is he going to backstab? And that's the second dragon here dying. Is it?
Oh!
Wow, what a web.
Kill the dragon!
What?
No, got it. Regardless, and this is the backstab, is it? No, maybe it's not.
Yeah, like this is exactly the window that Liltic now has to finish the game, but of course he doesn't know.
I mean, I guess he can still take a bit of time to finish Joey. Like, what's
Another
Godfather going to do? He's cross map here. He has 3 heroes and a few units, so I still think with this gyros, Liltic has a bit of time. I don't think he has too much pressure on him here, if he makes sure that Joey doesn't rebuild.
Yeah, true.
probably
Like
not
he has
aware
to
how
avoid the
broke-
Joey get back his heroes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's probably not aware of how broke Godfather is in selling buildings now.
I mean, if Joey wanted, he could get back his heroes instantly, right? I mean, he could tavern them. He has enough gold to do that.
Yeah, he's still too greedy for that.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, he will get back his heroes, so there's no way around it. Unless he's really just letting all this...
Yeah, but Liltic doing a good job keeping him low. Getting another 10 food of him. Or impossible supply. Joey will
This,
spend
really
a lot of
this game really had only like 2 minutes of sitting or
getting
3.
that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very, very fun game. And yeah, DK is starting the revive here, and Godfather, I think, is in a difficult spot here. He has absolutely no gold, and he has 3 heroes that are very strong. But of course, like, it's always tricky. Like, do you, like in a hero arena, if you don't have items, I mean, he has some items, but like he can't really rebuy them, so he doesn't want to just sacrifice his items into a hero arena and a TP. So if he attacks, he wants to make something happen, and for that he needs Joey, but Joey needs time, and Joey is down to just 2 buildings.
I think he definitely overextended in the 2 versus 1 against Joey.
And we might see a fight here, but I don't think this is a good one for Godfather, is it?
I
Against
think
the
so
Dragon.
as well.
You can
It
never
will be a
fight the
TP
other
force or at least an invobot.
Yeah, for sure.
Or does he get away?
I think.
Yeah, I think he out of
the MK is
range.
blocked.
That was a little bit. I think he should have had a bolt ready there.
But he's moving back in.
Cooldown
That's so
should
greedy.
have-
Oh, he has to get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, against Mass TP, it's so difficult, right? I mean, yeah, he should probably send his Infernal to Liltic's main base. Because Liltic's main base is not that strong anymore either.
He's hitting farms already in the forest. He's
I mean, that's
prepared.
exactly what Joey needs now, the time to rebuild his heroes.
Ooh, and Joey can get more heroes now. He has up to 20 food possible.
Yeah.
He can get his 3 hero back. Godfather winning another more time for him. That was nice spawn. Yes, that was huge.
And difficult.
Paladin dropping low. Divine should be still off. Oh, in for the sleep and then you on the arc.
What a
Where's the
coil.
coil?
Nice
What a
dodge.
dodge.
Ooh.
Wow, that was super close.
Should go for the Paladin now. Might be still on cooldown the Divine Shield.
I think
Ooh.
Godfather will lose a hero here.
It's
Like, I
both
see it
first.
coming.
No.
Wow,
Wow.
so close.
What a fight.
Ah.
And now
Damage though.
everything's...
Oh, he heals the dragon instead of the
Oh, and
Archmage.
the DK.
So TP out.
Wow.
Wow.
Swarm Nova on the MK. Oh, I think he
That
could
was
get the MK there.
such a clutch engagement.
Wow.
That was super cool.
This
Every-
was
I
so
think he-
close. So
I
close.
think he
Everyone
could have gotten the
kill
MK
heroes.
though. I believe a Swarm or Nova in the end was ready.
I can't
I think he could have gotten the
believe
MK.
all 6 heroes survived that. That was like, I think
Yeah.
4 times. It was super close.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah,
nice.
now Liltic needs time to get the Avatar cooldown back. And that's very nice for Joey because he has 1.5 heroes back already. I don't see the DK, but he has to be out somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's in the
middle of
north
the map.
Town is under siege.
Imagine if right now a Deadlord would come out of the altar and cast a Swarm on all the copters.
Mm,
With how much mana do you revive a hero?
100?
Is it 100? Oh,
Yeah.
why is he
We cancel the
canceling the
Lich.
Lich? Okay, I guess, yeah, he's afraid of just losing it right away.
Yeah.
And
Tavern
Now he
instead.
taverns it.
Tavern, which...
Oh, and Godfather immediately scouted that he tavern it, so he knows he's rich.
Yeah.
He thinks he's rich. Perfect Skelly scout there. Lich the other life DK also, yeah.
Like, why does he want to manip versus Joey now? I mean, he is in such a bad situation with 81 gold.
Yeah,
I'm not
but,
sure if he
but if
realizes
you
it.
see him taverning, like,
Yeah,
no
it's-
problem, no items selling, and he just taverns 2 heroes back ace, if you think, okay, he's got another
Yeah.
7k or something, he can buy,
Yeah.
he doesn't need a lot of buildings on
Like,
his map,
would
he can
you have
just buy
called it out?
dragons. Yeah, I would have.
I don't think I would have called it out, and also like I would have. I'm not sure how well Godfather scouted the map. So if he knows that Joey has so few, I mean he should know, right? Because Joey took so long.
Copters.
Yeah, but he doesn't need much. He doesn't need tier 3 or anything to get strong units. He can just run in the middle and buy another dragon if he has
Yep,
money.
but Godfather
But this-
Godfather knows how long ago Joey lost his heroes, and this could be a very nasty engagement here.
Ouch. Avatar is already again already.
And he still doesn't have a single info pot on any of his heroes.
Your Lich is dead.
Must give TP to Lich. If he has a Necropolis, he can... Oh, he's blocking himself.
Yeah, this is such a weird waypoints AI.
I mean, if you're Godfather, you should know like how long ago Joey lost his heroes. If he,
And Godfather thinks that he has to fight Joey, but didn't see the village die.
yeah, a huge mistake by Godfather here. I feel I don't think that's the right call, and the Dreadnought might die here.
If he gets another Swarm.
Oh!
Ooh, close
Wow,
one.
that was super close. But he's at the bottom left, and the casters are invis here,
Ah, the Invis casters, too slow.
and now he
And no
might.
TP.
Oh yeah, that will be... OM Avatars are running out soonish,
Yeah.
but if he gets a bolt,
Yeah, the boat is nice.
and
One
he
more
blocks
coil.
a little, and he
But no more
blocks a
mana.
little.
No more mana on the
Yes.
MK.
Yeah, one more sleep. That's what he needs. Except he goes for the
He
invul now.
just He just needed to block there with the MK.
What is Godfather doing? I don't really get it. Like, what's... Like, he should see how much pressure is on Joey and that Joey is absolutely not the biggest
Yeah.
threat here. Really huge
Yeah.
mistake.
I mean, with 80 gold,
Ooh, there is the quit.
Yeah, I mean... I think that was a huge mistake by Godfather. Like, why would you do
Yeah.
that if you know that the human is, like, with Mass TP is still all over you? So,
like you have 7 buildings and no gold is the under.
yeah. So if I was Godfather, I definitely would have wanted to weaken the human at least once, because I mean, you know there are gyros on the map, and you don't really want to. Yeah. Let's see. Do you think Godfather has a chance here?
No. I don't think so.
I mean, one mistake, I guess.
Lil Tick will buy another dragon now, I hope. And then we will save it for building raids. Get dragon, get dragon. Yes, there it is.
Wait for the other
Please
dragon
see.
too.
Yeah, by the little one, the level 3 one. Baby dragon.
Yeah, a bit sad to see this anticlimactic ending. Like, great game overall, I would say. Bit sad for Joey. I think he did not play it perfectly, but he definitely was in a good position.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was definitely Godfather's mistake here. He threw it and suicided Joey.
Well, I would say it was an action-packed game. We saw a lot of great fights, but we also saw a lot of mistakes from all
Yeah.
players.
For sure, and
Yeah,
only
I
1
think
hour,
it's fine ending.
1 hour 20 minutes. MK is almost out of mana. Ah, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, Avatar is ready while Infernal is not ready, so yeah, this fight is not gonna go.
Death pack
It's a
on
good
the
first
Acolyte here, but yeah, there's no way Godfather wins this
Yeah.
game. Even if he kills a hero now, I don't think it would be huge. Even if he kills a hero of Litic, I don't think that would be huge.
The Paladin
Paladin
was
gets
nice.
deleted.
Imagine
Bedlam
he
low as
wins
well though,
this.
but there should be a coil. Yeah, sorry.
And the
Okay,
Avatar is
doesn't have
running
a gold
out.
anymore.
Ooh.
Sleep?
Ooh, sleep and
Yeah.
Coin Nova.
It was so
Is
greedy.
Infernal
Does he?
ready?
No, it's running around killing
Imagine
shit.
he had an Inferno and would have
Yeah.
killed the... Nice.
There's another 3 copters there.
Yeah, that was a nice...
So maybe we called him out too early.
Yeah,
Do you
like
think he
now.
should, if he moves over right away, which he might be, yeah, he's doing that. He's moving over right away, knowing that the paladin is dead.
Yeah.
If he gets there in time, maybe he has a chance. That would be
Yeah,
a
the
huge.
Archmage is very low. He has to get
Yeah,
to
but
the
he can
fountain.
cast Invis on him, yeah.
That would be a huge throw, but yeah, he kind of
Yeah,
needs the
shame.
Archmage still. I mean, do you think Litic should just give up his main base and should just try to like roam around and maybe tavern the paladin at height?
Wow, that's a stressful call now. I'm not sure.
I mean, what's he doing here? He can't just defend his main base without the paladin, I think.
Infernal drop, yeah, and the MK is gonna go down.
Nah, I can Invis him.
That's right, yeah.
Except he's killing the sorceress before.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh! Wow!
Maybe we call our Godfather really too early.
I mean, if he wins this, really,
Huge
that's...
turnaround, but the dragon's reigning supreme.
I would
The
still
DK can run away.
No more slow now.
I would still say it was the wrong call by Godfather to...
Ooh, he kills the altar now. He goes on the altar. No way to get him.
Come
He
on,
blocks
sleep
with
in
the
the
his Archmage.
and he's
swarm in
blocking...
the dark, swarm in the dark. Ooh, yeah, Alta's going down, this huge as well.
And Litic is
And I-
basically forced to tavern one hero, but he can't get a second. So it looks as if Godfather is winning this. There's a tank in Godfather's main base, but what's it worth it? I still think it was a wrong call by Godfather to kill Joey's heroes. I will
Yeah.
stick to that. I think Litic threw it massively in Godfather's main base. And then not moving out
And
here.
losing the MK as well, that was...
Yeah, why is
he
he...
has a
Exactly, if Paladin is dead and MK is like low on mana here and Archmage not full HP, why would you stay in your main base and just let them die? I mean, move out, tavern your Paladin, and then...
Yeah,
like,
but it's a very stressful situation you have to consider.
yeah, of
like-
course, but we are observers and casters. We're
Yeah.
here to criticize players and...
I mean,
going.
what
doesn't
was
have
very
to go
nice for
to
Godfather
Taverning.
was that he has the full Banshee anti-magic shield on all heroes. Like, that helped a lot.
I think he could have just cast the pre-invis on the MK as one solution, or he could have directly walked there to heal up instead of camping in his main base. Both these solutions would have gotten him more time and would have saved
Ooh,
the
the
MK.
feed scouts the Archmage, no?
So now a question other way around. Do you think Liltic has a chance to win this?
Yeah, he can base him. He can still base him. Godfather nearly has no buildings. He has some items to sell.
I think
He still needs the heroes, right?
Yeah, and he's
Ooh, he
scouted
gets a
the...
dragon there. Gets a dragon there.
I think he should
big.
send the... Why isn't he sending the dragons to the main base? Maybe he doesn't
Ooh, the
know.
web.
No, why isn't he...
Ooh, that's a huge kill.
Yeah.
Ooh, he sends the
Like,
another
it's the
dragon.
duration long enough? No, right? The dragon can
No,
move.
but he has Frost Orb though.
Oh, he ate the...
He ate it. He ate it.
Wow.
That was so nice.
Oh, that
And
was nicely done by Little Tick.
he should
Now
use
he's
this.
chasing
But he's not reviving.
with the Unholy.
Why isn't he using those dragons to kill some buildings? Like, wouldn't that be the best call? And Godfather is unsummoning buildings now.
Wow.
Maybe he's scared of. Well, he definitely should use them for base race. Just talked about it. So
He needs to
Lil
sell some items, I think. I'm not sure. Like, this is very clutch now.
Yeah, he has some items to sell, but like...
I don't think I would have sold my buildings. I would have preferably.
Yeah, that's the way he loses this. And I mean, Liltic is pretty much spread over the entire map, but I doubt he will get his heroes back from the altar here at the right. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I believe I would definitely make a sacrificial pit or
Yeah.
a shade there right now. He still has tier 3. Could do it, and he can unsell it right after, so it's not in it. It's not so much money. It's like, I don't know, maybe 30 bucks or something if you sell it away. Okay, he's getting a worker there. Good
Ooh.
Banshee, not bad.
Yeah, interesting. So now he can get farms. And oh, Archmage is in the undead main base, which I find very how do you say? Daunting.
Risky. It's
Yeah.
risky. If Dreadlord would have a tier stuff now, that would be
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I mean,
difficult.
like, how
He will
is...
TP out soonish.
Yeah, but he has no TP. Like, how can he, like, he's
Wow.
not even seeing them come. Okay.
Playing it carefully.
Yeah,
Ooh, there are
but
the dragons.
the scout. This is pretty much the last altar.
And now the dragons are attacking Godfather's buildings here. And look at the damage. The
Yeah,
shot
the dragons
and-
are sick.
And there are basically 4 buildings left. And of course he has the worker here, but
Oh, 100.
look at the damage. This is
Wow.
insane.
Two dragons are MVP.
Yeah, the field is devoured.
Finally he uses his dragons. I mean, I guess at this point he could even win it without heroes if he finds the last
Yeah.
buildings. Maybe he should do that. Maybe he should not invest his gold into reviving, but rather just into
Yeah.
getting
Buy another dragon.
Yeah. No,
or more farms. Right? I mean, there's not that much
Well-
counting.
getting alphas is a good distraction for Godfather as well. Forces him to go out.
Godfather has it. That didn't know.
Yeah.
A player's forces are under attack.
We'll have
Yeah,
to
and
sell
the human
items
buildings are
now.
so tanky.
We will have to sell items now.
I mean, Godfather has a lot of items still, but how can he get rid of the dragons? I mean, he's the Frost Orb. That's pretty much the best item now. Is it enough though? I think so, right? With the level 3 aura. Yeah, I mean, they have to move over the choke.
Yeah. Problematic.
So there's only one farm right now, and the worker is moving to the left.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, it doesn't look like as if we will get the heroes back. So such a close endgame, very nice. We didn't expect this at all.
He should give the Lich Orb to the DK and send the Lich to D&D, the main base of Liltic.
The town is under siege.
Yeah, and that's the last building, so it seems Liltic is...
Yeah, but he sold shit. He can place a main there.
That was close. Ooh, and might be scouted or in... it's moving in.
Ooh.
So yeah, so Casters called it correctly. It was a bad decision by Godfather. Oh, and he got an Acolyte here, but he has no gold. He needs to sell items.
Oh.
DK is moving to
Yeah.
the shop, but there's the... oh, there's the
Ooh, he got the
Archmage.
Archmage.
Ooh, with an Invis pot even.
Invis, and he... oh,
That's
dust,
too
but
slow
too
now.
late.
It's too slow now.
And he needs to sell more
the
to
Archmage
get a...
scouts.
Oh, but he has another Ziggurat down there.
Yeah, but that's not going to be... I think Godfather is like has no chance in this. Like he can only win this by base race. He's not going to kill those dragons. And those dragons will kill all of his buildings over time. But I mean, he can sell more items. The Lich still has some very valuable items that are not really useful anymore. So I think he could still get like 1 point... how much gold can he get? Like 1.5k?
I mean, if he places a D&D there, he could kill so much of this. He
Yeah.
doesn't really need the Lich right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I would actually hope that the Paladin doesn't make it out because it would be a little bit more exciting, but it looks like that he can't avoid it.
Yeah, but do you think the Paladin will play a role in this? I don't think so. I think it's all about those
But he has
dragons.
still items that he can sell.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
with
and then-
additional gold.
Yeah,
He
Godfather
can just
doesn't have
send-
his cards anymore.
Can just send the dragon in and eat the peasant or not. Doesn't even need to
Yeah.
kill, you can just eat it
That
and
would
run
be
away
awesome.
again.
Not a bad call, yeah. He could do that. Yeah.
The town is
Maybe
I
he's
mean, what is he
scared.
afraid of?
Yeah, maybe he's scared there's a fiend still somewhere, but I mean, even a fiend. Oh, and he's moving in, is he?
Yeah, he does it.
a player's force.
Yeah, I guess.
There we go. Oh no, he's just right
Eat it.
clicking it. That's not
Eat
fine.
it.
Ooh, we wanted to see you eat it.
Yeah, I mean, why didn't we think about this?
Yeah, there's
think
like
about
there's
simple.
no way in hell Godfather wins this. Like he can't kill any of these dragons.
Yeah, the frost up duration is not long enough, and the map is so
Yeah.
hilly.
I
Like-
believe you will blame the dragon roost and the map pathing that you can't just chase the dragons because they fly over mountains.
Yeah, I
Really
mean,
two
why is
main
he-
excuses why you lost this game.
Yeah, why is he camping this main building? Like it's his only chance that he's like he should realize that he has no chance killing them anyways. So you can just move out and like use death and decay on this human main base. I think that's your best call.
Should go on the offense and not on the defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you should pass the orb to the decade by now of the Lich.
And he will be
Well,
revealed.
Paladin
in
has
2
a lot of
minutes.
cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of buildings you can get from that. Godfather also has a lot of
Oh,
buildings.
Liltic is a bit too sloppy with his dragon here. Might lose one.
Yeah, but the Paladin is out, so you can heal the dragon and stuff.
I think I would give the Frost up to the DK because it's fastest hero there.
Yeah.
There's the biggest chance to actually slow a dragon.
Yeah, and yeah, for sure he wants to attack the yeah. He wants to attack the dragon with all 3 orbs, ideally, and 1 gyro out, and that gyro found the necropolis.
Yeah. Saw that? Healed the dragon with Paladin, I was
Okay.
right.
Now we know. And instantly mass TP out. Very nice by Liltic to do that. Dragon is being healed up here, but I just don't think it matters too much. Liltic scouted most of the buildings, but in the center there are 2 more ziggurats here, or 1 more necropolis even for Godfather, so he is potentially
still
killing a lot of
sell
buildings.
stuff.
Yeah, I think he needs to get the orb from Glitch to the TK so that he can attack the dragon too.
Yeah, but he's killing one dragon, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, he cancelled the death and TK, like he was starting it and now he had to cancel because he had clicked on the dragon, which is not ideal in terms of the base race.
Should probably... he sold a lot of items. I guess he's fine now. Could sell a few more if needed. But the dragon here is still not full HP in the south. Question is, do you... Like, yeah, do you go for the attack on that dragon or what are you doing? And I'm not sure why he's now starting to camp this necropolis here in the north. Doesn't seem to be overly useful. He knows that the dragon is in the south. So what's he doing here in the north?
Yeah, he's searching the altar, I think.
Yeah. Liltic is attacking the ziggurat of a dead player here.
His units look the same.
Yeah, I don't think Godfather can win this without, like, he doesn't have the same scouting capabilities that Liltic has with his gyros, so I think it's super hard for him to find everything here.
Yeah, but he's killing the last main base, so Liltic needs to sell more items or he will be revealed.
That's correct, yeah, you're good call here by you.
Player's forces
I mean, he can still sell some items, so I still think he has potentially enough time. And yeah, look at this. He is about to scout. Is he? Is he about to scout the ziggurat here? Maybe not. It would be kind of a big deal if he misses it.
Yeah, the altar is in such a nice place, like the waypoint AI is never getting there.
Ooh, why is he sleeping the paladin?
Yeah, I wanted to nuke the
Oh,
archmage,
but
I
he's
guess.
directly there.
Yeah.
Ooh, try to force a divine shield by fake coiling.
Yeah.
It didn't really work, but still use divine shield.
But Divine Shield level 3, so that's a long time.
It's so scary here for... Oh, and
Yeah,
Dreadlord
we'll
is
get out
out
there.
of range.
Yeah.
So scary for...
And
Oh,
MK
and
back.
MK back. Yeah, that's a huge deal.
More items to sell. But revealed soon.
Yeah, and the undead buildings are now, like, one is discovered and the second one too. So Godfather gets a new ziggurat here in the north, but
I guess it's like
yeah, I
50
still think,
seconds left to revealed. Like 50 seconds just to get to the shop there. Put mass TP there and then walk quickly.
And now he found the altar, but that's too late.
yeah, I think he has to go for the attack, right? Against Mass TP and the dragon, it takes too long to kill it. So, especially if he's revealed, if Liltic gets revealed, I think he's... Yeah, that's the best shot here.
Still only 2 heroes that attack the air.
Okay, he's going for the hero focus.
Ooh, Liltic revealed now. And, oh, ultimate. Run, Forest. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, getting
Like,
revealed? I'm not sure about this call.
I think that reveal is super... do you think Liltic should have sold an item maybe? Like, that
Yeah,
reveal
definitely.
feels super
Definitely.
scary here for him. And I still don't... Like, losing that second dragon was a huge deal, I feel. With 2 dragons, he could have easily killed those buildings. But
So
with
divine
just
shield should run out finish. Yeah, it's
one-
run
and
out soon.
MK Avatar
MK mid
also...
as well. That was maybe he thinks it's the last one and tries to brute force it.
Yeah, definitely.
No, he's
think
going
so.
for the heroes.
Dragon is still...
Oh, Deacon now. But also the Paladin, it's on cooldown, and level 3, Divine Shield has a lot of cooldown.
Ooh. Bolt. Oh, nicely dodged the bolt.
But
Ooh,
I
that-
don't know if that was necessary.
Yeah, this is a stressful situation for Liltic because everything is on cooldown now.
So at least divine shield back.
He has no TP. Oh, that's very tense now.
Yeah.
Last invul.
Oh, Dreadlord might die.
Dreadlord, he needs the coil.
Oh no, that could have been the win.
Yeah.
You get the coil off.
Yeah.
And now the DK might be about to. Oh wow.
Ooh, wow. Nice
But
last
if
fight.
DK dies, it's GG.
That's GG.
Or no GG. And the game is over.
What a tense ending. Wow, that was.
Well, what first in score for Godfather?
Oh yeah, by far. I surprisingly, I didn't expect him to be that far ahead of Joey and Liltic, but I guess
Yeah, me neither.
Awesome game, honestly, like really nice game.
Wow.
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
a good
really
game.
entertaining. A lot
I
of
think
action.
the most action-packed game this season so far, for sure.
Yeah.
And Godfather getting 15 points, 12 points for second place, plus top score 3 points, so 15 for him. Liltic with 20 for the victory. Joey with 12, and then Arnie with 10 points. Yeah, really, really nice game. A lot of hero kills. Like to see that. Only very few sitting players over the game. And
Man, if that coil arrived, I have no idea who wins this game.
yeah, that was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Wow. All right. So this was a nice start to like a 4-day FFA marathon. So we will have one FML game every day until Sunday. Not sure if we will cast all of them here. Probably not, but someone will stream them. So yeah, join the Discord server to get stream details. And with that, yeah, thanks Shave, thanks Rulas. And
Yeah. Go
have a
to
good night.
ffamasters.com if you're interested in FFA. Also, if you want to join the Discord. There's also right now, like if you search, right? Oh no, there's a delay. If you would be searching between 8 and 9 for the Warcraft 3 Champions FFA, we have a $10 bounty for the winner. So that's at the moment a nice little event that's taking place. So yeah, if you're interested in FFA, check out the website, check out the Discord, and yeah, play on Warcraft 3 Champions.
Yeah. All right.
See you later, guys.
Thanks. See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.